Hello and welcome to episode 2. I need another O. 200. And as you can see, I've been joined by Mark, guys. Mark hasn't fished with us since Christmas last year when we was at Farlow's on our winter social.
That was one.
But yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did ask for quite a few people to join me this session, seeing it's episode 200, but everyone was either busy or couldn't make it for one reason or another. But Mark could.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Good on you.
Welcome to 200, young man.
Thank you. Right, anyway, for this episode, guys, I've come up to Bluebell Lakes. And we're on Swan Lake again. Yeah, so
and a bit of a puddle.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
As you may see.
So we wanted to be on one of the better lakes at Kingfisher because ideally for episode 200 we wanted to be in with a chance of catching something a bit special for you guys to see, as well as for me to catch. And well, there's 3 50-pounders in here, guys, and there's 2 more fish just hovering at the 50-pound mark, about to be 50, so
hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully today.
So anyway, right, so
if we can get past the water. Can you see your swim?
So this is Mark's swim, and you can just about see my rod's bottom left a shot to swim to the left, guys. So I'm not going to put my bivvy up. I'm sort of parked behind my swim, sort of in the middle, but I'm just going to use my van as a bivvy. Why not?
Why not? What it's for.
Because the main reason, I'll show you later on, guys, but the water level is so high at the moment. They've had a lot of rain up north at the moment, and everything's in flood at the moment. All the platforms, apart from Mark's one, is underwater. So, it would either be to bivvy up on like I'd say about a 40-degree embankment, which would make bivvying up quite difficult, or bivvy behind the road that we're stood on now, which has not a lot of room, so I might as well just use my van as a bivvy, guys. Right, anyway, waffling on a bit now, so I know. I was just saying, no, I try and keep the vlog short, and here I am waffling on, making them long.
Nah.
Right, first thing, guys, I'm going to get my marker rod out, have a bit of a lead around, and see if I can find any nice gravel spots out there to fish on. Right.
Let's go fishing.
Yeah, let's do that. Episode 200. Here we go. Right, guys, so first things first, I've got my old marker rod out, and no floats. I'm not worried about depths at the moment. I just want to try and find some marks. And I don't mean Mark who've gone with. That is actually a platform behind me, but they've had so much rain up here lately, all the platforms, apart from the one Mark's on, is flooded. So I'm going to do me marking up from the front edge of the platform, which is why I've got the old chesties on. And then see what we can find. there's definitely no weed out there. It's coming back absolutely clean as a bell. I did find a little gravel spot out there on that little pullback. I must admit, before I got the camera out, I did do a little bit of chucking around just to kind of loosen up the rod and have a few kind of practice casts, but I didn't find anything then, but I actually felt a little bit of gravel. Not very big, probably about the size of an unhooking mat, so I'm going to carry on, look for that spot again, clip it up, wrap it out, and then I know there's at least one nice hard spot to fish on out there.
Nothing out there at all, is there?
No, definitely no weed out there, is there?
No, it's come back. Not even a leaf on the prongs. Sorted.
Right guys, just been prepping my rigs. Normally as a rule I don't show you my rigs until I've actually caught a fish, but on this occasion I think I'll show you what I'm going to do before they actually go out. So, I'm using something new to me as well. Well, I'm using the Ronnie rigs, but I'm using these old Gemini booms. You know, they're already tied. I've got a Ronnie rig swivel already on them. They're fused, got a nice little loop on them. So they're pretty much exactly how I tie my boom sections for my Ronnie rigs anyway, but already made up and ready to go. So yeah, nice and convenient. So and like I said, fishing the Ronnie rigs, there we go. And as you can see, I've got a fake bit of sweet corn on there, and then just on the underside of it, just to add a bit more buoyancy, just a little bit of foam. I know when Kev Hewitt fishes here, he always fishes the double ESP buoyant corn on a Ronnie rig. If it's good enough for Kev Hewitt, it's certainly good enough for me. The only thing I've got the Enterprise corn, and it's not quite as buoyant, I'd say, as the ESP corn, hence why I've done a bit of corn and then a bit of foam underneath it just for extra buoyancy. But I've just tested these in the margins and it sinks absolutely slow as you like. So but yeah, I'm liking these Gemini booms. They're really good. It's got a nice swivel on them, nice loop on it for, you know, the twisty bit, you know. Really liking them, so I think I'll be getting more of them and using a lot more of them. And as per usual, all my corn, all my fake imitation baits are soaking in the hinders, beetling. Right, anyway, I better move out of the way because the bailiff's just coming along wanting to get past. Right guys, and now to knock up me bait mix. What I'm going to be doing this session is using me bait boat to put me rigs and the bait out with. If you saw my video I put out 2 videos ago, in the last video I done on Aspen Lake, you'll have seen after a row of blanks I used me bait boat, and using the bait boat I managed to catch 4 fish, so I'm going to use it again, seeing bait boats are allowed here at Bluebell Lakes. Right, so knock at me. So in this bucket I'm starting off with me boilies, beaten Arna 12mm. What have I got in there? Probably about a kilo I reckon I've put in there. Yeah, maybe slightly more than a kilo, maybe a kilo and a quarter. Good old Jolly Green Giant next, so I've got a few bags with me. So let's start off by making this mix with 2 bags of corn. I bought this yesterday and it's still bloody half frozen. And then just to top up the mix as well, I have got some coconut hemp with me, so we'll just put a big old shovel of that in as well. Oh, that coconut hemp does smell nice. Advantage, which is Angling Direct's kind of own brand of bait. And there we go, there's me starter for 10. There we go guys, what do you reckon to that mix? Does that look worthy of a carp or not? I reckon so. Right, time to get the boat out now. Right, that's it then guys. All 3 rods are out now. The boat you saw that going just then was actually the last rod to go out. So yeah, so as you've seen with that Ronnie rig, all 3 rods are on exactly the same rig. They're all fishing at 16 wraps out, probably a rod length apart from each other, and I don't know if you saw it because I couldn't quite see the screen from where I was doing it, but I've done a sort of 1 scoop of bait into the boat before it went out, so I probably about the equivalent to 5 spods, I reckon. So yeah, by no means a lot of bait. If you saw my session 2 episodes ago, I mean, I quite showed you in depth then, but yeah, the boat I've got doesn't hold a lot of bait at all, so it's pretty difficult to overbait with a little bait boat like that, to be fair. But yeah, we are fishing now. Just need to tidy up the van now so I can put my bed out in the back of the van. Right guys, we're straight in with our first shout out request, and this one comes via Richard Powell, but the shout out is actually for your daughter Lexi. Lexi is going to be 5 on the 2nd of December, so probably just before this blog goes out, to be fair. So hello Lexi, and happy birthday for the 2nd of December, when you're going to be 5. So happy birthday Lexi, and let's go fishing. Right guys, just thought I'd do a quick little update. Before I put my head down for the night. But yeah, it's been quiet so far. To be expected, to be fair, especially on a lake like this, and especially this time of year. But yeah, at the moment there's been literally no bites, no bleeps, no liners, no signs of fish. Oh. And for those of you who don't know, that is my phone. I still get asked questions all the time when that goes off. What the hell is that creepy sound, etc. Well, for those of you who are maybe new to my blogs, that creepy spooky sound is only my phone. It's my notifications alert. But yeah, that's all. I'm just about getting to bed. You might be able to tell, but I'm in me van. I'm just using me van as a bivvy this session, because you can park right behind your swim. So I'm just sort of whispering as well, because I'm sort of half behind Mark's swim as well. And he's already fast asleep and snoring his head off. So, and I'm just about to get my head down as well. So yeah, I just thought I'd basically do a quick update just to say really nothing has happened, I'm afraid guys, at the moment. No bleeps, literally nothing has happened. Right, anyway, with that, I'm going to get into bed, try and get a good night's sleep, because I was up at 5 o'clock this morning for the journey to get here. Mark was up even earlier. I think he said 4 o'clock he was up this morning to get ready and to come here, so I'm not surprised he's snoring his head off already. It's only 9:30. Right guys, right, I'm going to leave it there, and hopefully I will see you in the night. Don't hold your breath, Flo. Good morning guys, and God, what a chilly one it is. I was looking at my phone not long ago, and it dropped down to 0 degrees last night, and obviously by the lack of nighttime footage, nothing happened for neither me nor Mark. A bloke was walking around his eldest not long ago from the other side, and everyone he spoke to so far said they've had nothing. So, but I mean, this is a hard lake anyway. Even at the good time of year, let alone at the hard time of year. So yeah, buddy. Oh, we're definitely hitting winter now, guys. Oh, excuse me. Absolutely freezing this morning. Alright, I'm going to go and have a chat with Mark in a minute, see what his plans are for the day fishing wise. I think what I'm going to do, or rather not do, is nothing. I'm just going to leave my rods as they are because of the rigs, the hook baits that I showed you yesterday. I mean, hook baits are a combination of rubber and foam, so they're never gonna lose their buoyancy. Because it all went out with a bait boat, like I say, in theory I don't need to touch my rods until I get a pickup, because like I said, the rig buoyancy ain't going to change. All the bait is exactly around the rigs with the boat. So yeah, so I don't really need to change nothing. So right, anyway, I'm going to get up, have some breakfast, see what Mark's going to do today. Or I might just lay here for a bit longer and try and warm up. I tell you what, it is good, these mobile bivvies, when you can park behind your swim, guys. Oh dear, I seem to have a friend trapped in my mobile bivvy, guys. Let's let him out, shall we?
Oh, he's gone.
Right guys, I thought I'd give you a quick update before we lose the light. It's about 4:30 now and the light is rapidly disappearing. What I could use... Oh, there we go, got some van light. Or should we have some mood lighting? There we go. So yeah, so as I said earlier on, I haven't even touched my rods today, as you saw with the rigs yesterday, with it being a combination of rubber corn and foam on the Ronnie rigs. Those rigs are never going to lose their buoyancy, so, you know, so they could stay up there indefinitely until they pick up a fish or it's time to go home. So the lake is really dead for signs. There's been absolutely nothing showing, boshing, topping, rolling, fizzing, literally absolutely nothing. Even guys who have been walking around just to try and see what's going on, they've confirmed exactly the same from their swims. They've kind of seen nothing going on either. Mark earlier on borrowed my bait boat to send his left hand rod a bit further to the right of his swim, because he can't really cast to the spot he wanted to go to because of the overhanging trees. So he borrowed me boat to redo his left hand rod. I think he left his right hand rod alone, but he did put a bit more bait over it. Just, it's only a margin rod, so he only chucked it in by hand. But yeah, so we ordered some food from the food van earlier on, so that should be getting here in about half an hour's time. So yeah, that's the situation really. It is pretty much quiet. up round this area of the country they've had a lot of rain lately, and I think you saw yesterday by my platform being flooded, and I've never seen them flooded before. And I think most of the complex is kind of in flood or semi-flood at the moment. All the far side of Mallard Lake is unfishable at the moment because it's all flooded over that side. So it's potentially possible that all this influx of extra sort of water into the complex at the moment might have just kind of put the fish off. I don't know, I'm just guessing, but these lakes at the moment are certainly the deepest I've ever seen them, that's for sure. Anyway, I'd say on the platform where I am and all the ones to my left where they're underwater, I've never seen them underwater before in all the times I've been here. So but anyway, like I said, we are losing the light now, so yeah, I'm still not going to touch my rods. I don't see the need to after using the bait boat. So you know, I've literally had no liners to give me any indication that anything's been mooching around my baited spots. So yeah, I'm just still going to leave them and just basically hopefully wait for the fish to move on to them baited patches and hopefully pick up one of my rigs. Right, anyway, I'll just sit back and wait for the food to turn up now. Mark's having a bit of a snooze. Right, unless anything happens during the night, guys, fingers crossed it does, but it's not looking like it's going to at the moment, guys, so literally all I can do is cross everything I've got. Well, morning, guys, and what a lovely morning it is. Look at that sunrise just coming up through the trees now. Look. Obviously, with the lack of nighttime footage, nothing happened. Those beeps I updated you with were in the van last night. Carried on. I was carrying on getting beeps for quite a while, so I definitely had fish moving into my area last night. Just
no pickups.
Just no pickups. Yeah. So the lake is still getting deeper as well. I've been down to my rods this morning. When I set up my rods on Friday, I set up my rod tips so that tip eye was just touching the water. Yesterday the tip eyes were just under the water. Now the water level is up to the second set of rod rings. So even in the short amount of time we've been here, I'd say the level's come up another inch or so.
I'd say a little more than that, probably 2.5 inches.
Yeah, I mean the lake's already in flood as it is, and it's still getting deeper.
But the river's come up again last night.
Yeah, like I said, we've literally got the river right behind the camera. Hey, I can't follow us around, guys. Let's have a look at the river. There we go. That's the River Nene. Currently in flood. It would only take a couple more foot and it would be over this embankment where we drive, and it would be flown into the lake. So until that river drops, that lake's not going to drop, because all this water is going to be percolating through the ground
into the lake.
Into the lakes. So yeah, so I think these lakes will continue to flood for a while yet. Probably won't be long before Mark's peg's even underwater.
No. I was half dreaming that last night. I was waking up
and swinging your legs out and
yeah.
having wet feet. But yeah, guys, at the moment we're still fishless. What are we now, about 8 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, something like that. first cup of tea.
Yeah, so in theory we should be packing up about now, because this is sort of what time we got here Friday morning, isn't it? But
see if we can string it out to lunchtime.
Yeah, but you can get away with a few extra hours fishing here, because they're not really hot on when you pack up, as long as you are packing up on your pack up day.
I don't know if I want to leave the food van, to be quite honest.
Right, the battery died in the middle of what I was saying there, guys. So what I was saying was, basically, I wanted to come to this complex and on one of the good lakes for episode 200. Basically, so I had a chance of catching something special for episode 200. The original plan was to be on kingfisher, but I spoke to Kev Hewitt before I come here, and he said kingfisher was fishing really slow at the moment, so that's why we ended up on Swan. I mean, there's 3 50-pound fish out there somewhere. Never know, it could have been one of them. It could have blew the rods last night.
Could have been.
But yeah, so it was high risk but potentially high reward of fishing this complex and this lake. I mean, I could have gone on mallard and caught a good handful of fish for the blog, but fishing a lake like this, you could potentially catch a fish 50-pounder, which for episode 200 would have been absolutely amazing.
Spot on, wasn't it?
But like I say, it is high risk, high reward and it's looking like at the moment the high risk isn't giving us the reward.
No.
No. But
wish me back.
Yeah.
Got to have one out of here sooner or later, haven't we?
Numbers game, innit? The more you fish it, you're bound to catch eventually. Right, guys, anyway, I've waffled on a bit too long for this piece now, so as you can see, we're shrivelling away, so breakfast time. Right, guys, that is it. Well, it's for Mark. Mark has completely packed up now.
Yep.
I'm going to stay and do another hour. It's 11 o'clock now. I'm going to call it a day at midday. But the way this session has been going, I'm not going to hold my breath for the last hour, so that's why I'm going to knock the video on the head here. Now Mark's about to leave.
Bye.
Another blank.
Sorry.
I know Mark has saved some of the previous vlogs, but not this time.
Not this time.
Like I say, as I said earlier, guys, for episode 200, I did want to fish somewhere where I was potentially going to be able to catch something special for you guys to see. It was a high risk, high reward balance. Unfortunately, took the risk, didn't get the reward.
They beat us, didn't they?
Yeah. So that's my 4th time here on Swan where I've not managed to catch. Still yet to catch a fish at a Swan. I don't think I've done anything wrong.
No,
I mean,
definitely not.
from people that have been walking around, from as far as they're aware, we only know of one fish on the complex that's been caught this weekend, and that was on this lake this morning. So yeah, the lake's in flood as well, so that obviously doesn't help. Well, the complex is in flood.
Flood, yeah. Everything's in flood here,
Yeah,
isn't it? So it's had a lot of water the last week.
Is that enough excuses for blanking yet?
I think so. I think so. Can't think of any more off the top of my head.
Like I said, I left my swim alone. I've only put the rods out once with the bait boat, so I know everything was sitting sweet.
Yeah.
I can't do any more than not disturb me swim.
No.
Right, yeah, that's enough excuses.
That's it. Yeah.
Right, anyway, guys, if you have watched, unfortunately, we couldn't put the fish on the bank for you guys. So, been a lot of a build-up up to this episode 200. It's a bit of an anticlimax, I'm afraid, guys, but hey-ho, that's fishing.
Maybe.
Yeah, episode 201, I'll be back out in 2 weeks' time back on Aspen Lake. And basically, I'm going to try and recreate what I'd done before when I had the 4 fish. So, hopefully maybe a fish there. Right.
Bye-bye.
Unless anything does happen in the last hour, for me, that's it.
I'm off home.
See you later.
See you later, buddy.
It's been a pleasure.
And you, as always.
See you later, guys.
Bye bye.
Tight lines.